Buckeye Talk back with outrageous predictions for Ohio State at Rutgers on Saturday. I'm Nathan Baird with cleveland.com along with Stephen Means and Doug Lesmerises. What's the crazy thing that's going to happen this weekend? Ohio State, obviously last week, Stephen picked 7 sacks as his outrageous prediction. Ohio State said, that's not nearly outrageous enough. We're going 9. 4th most in program history. So Stephen, let's start with you. What is your outrageous prediction?
Mine is about CJ Stroud and how accurate he's been. If it's very true, the sense that a lot of his inaccurate problems has been about his shoulder, and if Garrett Wilson, as you put up on cleveland.com on Wednesday night, that said that he's looking better, that he feels a little bit healthier out there, and he looks like he's throwing better, and that week of rest actually helped him. I'm expecting him to be a lot more accurate. In 2 games against Rutgers, Justin Fields was 39 of 47. In those 2 games, basically, it was the most accurate he had been as an Ohio State quarterback against any team he played multiple times. I want to see if CJ Stroud can top that. That's 82.9% completion rate. I am giving CJ Stroud, he's going to throw 25 passes and he completes 85% of them, which I know coming off of Justin Fields, that's probably not outrageous, but for CJ Stroud, he's been at 59, he's been at 64, and he's been at 60 in the 3 games he's played. I'm saying he's going to be basically in a Justin Fields territory as far as how accurate he is with the ball, and maybe a part of it is because he's gotten a week of rest.
So that's like 21 of 25.
Yeah.
That would be an impressive clip. Doug, what is your outrageous prediction?
So I think Ryan Day is going to make it a point to get Chris Olave involved a lot. He has not had many targets the last 2 games. I think it's something worth doing. They don't have to force it exactly. They can just make it a priority. Chris Olave in 29 career games has 8 games with 2 touchdowns. He's never had 3 touchdowns in a game until now. I'll take 3 Chris Olave touchdowns. And listen, this is not like a terrible Rutgers pass defense. Their SP plus overall defensive rating is pretty good, actually. It's 24th in the country in overall defense. And when it comes to pass defense generally, they're 15th in the nation. They're only giving up 150 passing yards per game. But I think, whether it's another jet sweep, whether it's just near the goal line, instead of handing it to TreVeyon Henderson, let's throw a little 3-yard out to Chris Olave. Just make it a point to make sure Chris Olave is getting fed. So 3 touchdowns for the first time in his career.
I think that's interesting because even though Rutgers does statistically look good against the pass this year, they played Temple and Syracuse, which aren't especially good passing offenses. They played Delaware, which is a kind of a middling FCS program. Michigan has attempted the 4th fewest passes in the country. So how much of that has been what Rutgers has done to them? How much of that has been just they haven't played good? I don't think they've played any passing offense as good as Ohio State yet. So I think that will be a good challenge. I don't feel like my outrageous predictions have been outrageous-y enough. Last week, I picked 5 sacks, and that was woefully inadequate. So this week, I'm going a little bit off the reservation. It's more an event, and I think Ohio State's going to do something it hasn't done since November 27th, 2010. Do you know what that is?
Lose to Rutgers. No, I'm just kidding.
They've never lost to Rutgers.
I know. I don't know.
I believe I have this right. November 27th, 2010 is when Jordan Hall returned a kickoff for a touchdown against Michigan. It's the last kickoff return touchdown for Ohio State. I think Emeka Egbuka returns a kickoff for a touchdown against Rutgers. Now, Rutgers is going to have to score at some point in this game, probably, to help that happen, which I think they can do.
Score? You can just get it at the beginning of the game or at the beginning of the second half.
Well, it improves the odds of it happening the more that they kick off. But Egbuka has looked good. Like, he's on a couple times when he's actually been able to turn a kick, he's kind of come pretty close to breaking something loose. We saw what he could do last week when he got just a pass out in space and took it for 83, 85 yards, whatever it was. I was looking at Rutgers. Yeah, you kind of have to get the right sort of team. They're in the middle of the pack in like kickoff distance. I think, Doug, you were actually making fun of kickoff distance being in the box score recently on the podcast, but they kickoff distance. So I think they will be able to put kickoffs. He will have a chance to return kickoffs. It won't all be touchbacks. He'll have an opportunity to return one. I think it happens sometime this year. I think he's that good. I think it's just been statistically an anomaly that Ohio State hasn't done it for that long. I think he's able to break one off. I think Ohio State may even be like emphasizing it in the return game a little bit this week because they just saw Jamison Williams, their buddy, their former teammate, just took 2 back for Alabama last week. And so maybe they think we got to come out and do something to equate that. And I think it's something you could pick just about any week, but I'm picking it this week. And I'll be probably wrong this week, but I think it happens before the end of the year if we could like mark it down. I think Emeka Egbuka breaks that streak this year because I feel like he's feeling it. Like I feel like he's just on the cusp of doing it. He just needs that one return where he doesn't get tripped up early and it's kind of off to the races. Get the text 614-350-3315. It'll be a good thing to have pregame. We'll be texting you the intel that we're seeing at SHT Stadium, who's down on the field, how's CJ Stroud looking, who's playing, who's not. You'll get it from Buckeye Talk.